Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Sean, and today I'm here to talk about the Birds of Prey box office. It's a topic that's been talked about since its opening weekend. When it came under expectations at $33 million on its opening weekend, it did not even make over $100 million total worldwide its opening weekend. It came under its estimates worldwide as well. Now, just to put this in perspective, Birds of Prey was projected by Forbes and by most of the big predictors to come in anywhere between $50 to $55 million, while Warner Brothers themselves predicted anywhere between 40 to 45. Now, to put that in kind of perspective, usually studios lowball expectations. For instance, when it came to something along the lines of, say, a Black Panther, people thought that at the highest it could come at is over $100 million, maybe 120, while Marvel Studios was lowballing it at $100 million, at over $100 million, at a little over $100 million, or at over a little over $100 million, or at $100 million, and it went on to make over $200 million. That's kind of how estimates work. The studio lowballs it to its absolute lowest to be like on the safer side. Like, as long as it makes that, we could save face and be like, well, it made what we thought. It didn't make the max, or it'll do over it, so then the studio can tout that the movie did better than expected. That's how it works. So the studio can just say, oh, the movie did better than we expected, even though it's like you guys lowballed the expectations. This movie came out and made $33 million, which means it did not reach even the studio's lowball expectations. And it did not anywhere close to reach everyone else's expectations of where it could be. So, that's not good. That's not good because, and it's not quite a bomb, but it is that is a very, very, very disappointing. And I have seen on the internet the box office arguments has been twisted, because I've seen people argue it wrong. I've seen people talk about the budget. Now, the budget is reportedly $185. It's reportedly not 185. It's reportedly $85 million. And with that logic, they did make and with that logic, it's currently sitting right now at 153. So with that logic, it's made its budget back. But that's not how it works. I'm gonna let you guys in on how it really works, and there's a little bit more twists and turns. Like, for instance, Endgame made $2.8 billion, but Disney itself only got about $800 million worth of profit out of the movie. Now, they got a lot of the profit out of DVD sales and whatnot, and Blu-ray sales, and the different places in the digital sales. So it all adds up to about over $1 billion. But Disney didn't pocket $2.2 billion in profits. Technically Disney's pure profit off of Avengers Endgame is is about $800 million. A lot of fucking money. You put it 500. It's a lot of fucking money. You broke even. You broke even. You made all your money back, and you got $800 million in profit. That's why technically, it's still the most profitable comic book movie. In terms of how much money it brought in. But Joker is the most profitable comic book movie in terms of its budget to the profit. So that's how it works. It's weird, but back to Suicide Squad. Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey approximately has to make about $250 to break even, and it has to make $250 because because it's the budget and the marketing times 2. That's how it works. So for a movie like a Birds of Prey, you can almost tack on $100 extra million on that for just marketing, because marketing means shirts, means the cups, means all the stuff, means all the commercials, means a different commercial, means the different spots, means all these different things. That's what it means. So, and typically for a superhero movie, even a modest superhero movie, you can tack on an extra $100 million on there, or it's just kind of commonplace, which is why maybe even a little bit more, maybe even a little bit more than $100 million. But it's why most analysts say that this movie either has to make $250 million or $300 million. It is currently sitting at $53 million. It's underperformed, and at its best, it would have to double what it's done now to break even. And I've seen a lot of people try to twist the logic here, try to twist the box office logic here, to try to make it seem like it's not as bad as it actually is, or to make it seem like people are overdoing it. No, they're not overdoing it. This movie, at best, will maybe break even. And that's if it has a long run in the theaters. And if you're trying to, and if at best all you could do is break even, I don't know how you measure bombs. I don't know how many people measure bombs, but I measure bombs by when am I making profit back? Warner Brothers isn't making profit off of this movie yet. And I've seen reports saying by big sources like Forbes and other places like that like this movie isn't going to start making profit until it goes on streaming on DVD. On DVD and Blu-ray. And I was like, well, that's fucking nuts. Which, by the way, that's a lot of movies make profit on DVD and Blu-ray. Alita's made profit on DVD and Blu-ray. There are a lot of movies that didn't make a huge bunch of... BVS made a lot of profit on DVD and Blu-ray. Most movies make their money back on that. Which is why, a lot of times, you know, you don't see... Like, that's why it's rare. Like, that's why this movie isn't considered a... Like, that's why people are arguing that it's not going to be considered a major bomb. Because Warner Brothers is going to make a profit. It's going to make enough movie in the theaters to help them to end up making them make a profit. But the fact of the matter is, it's not going to flip a profit in the theaters. And I see a lot of people twisting the logic, leaving out small details about how you measure films, and leaving out all these sources, multiple sources that you can just look it up. Literally, you can look up. I've typed it in many times of how much does Birds of Prey have to make to break even. It'll pop up right in front of you. The lowest number that's on there is about 235. It's still far from 235. So this movie is just gonna break even. It might barely make a dime. And put that in perspective, Shazam broke even, and it didn't make a lot more than it didn't make a lot more than in terms of money, but it made about $20 million. But it made about $20 million in profit. But that's okay. $20 million in profit plus the DVD sales and Blu-ray sales. We can deal with that. Same with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Made about like 30, maybe $40 million worth of profit, technically, you know. And it's like, all right, cool with that. DVD sales and whatnot. We can make up a reason to have but this movie's not gonna make any profit. The profit is all the profit from this movie is gonna come from DVD sales. So I just wanted to get that out there because I see some people talking about this and they're very confusing, and I see a lot of YouTubers and whatnot leaving out the fine details. I see too many YouTubers and whatnot going, well, it cost $84 million to make it, made its budget back, you know, I mean, it made $150 million, $53 million, made its budget back. I'm like, you guys are just gonna ignore the production budget, you're gonna ignore how this works, how it's the budget, it's the production budget plus marketing times 2, and that's the break even. And after that, you're making profit. That's how it works. So, I don't know why people keep doing that. It's annoying as hell to me, but whatever. That's all I want to talk about. Is Birds of Prey really bombing? And the answer to that is sorta. Because it's not gonna bomb so hard like a Justice League where they had so many rewrites and remakes that Justice League cost almost as much as fucking Avengers Endgame by the end of it. Justice League cost almost about $300 million to make, which means, and that's not on the marketing budget. So you add the marketing on there, it's about like $400 million. So the Justice League had to make at least over $800 million to break even, and it made somewhere between 500 to 600. So that's a bomb. We're not gonna make that up in DVD sales, hundreds of millions of dollars in DVD sales. But this isn't that. Birds of Prey isn't that. It's not gonna be such a bomb that they can't flip a profit on this. But it is going to be a bomb. Don't let it mistaken you. Don't let these people who love this movie smooth talking you and like going around going, well, if you look at it from this angle, it's not. If you look at it from this angle, it's not a bomb. It's like, no, it is. It's just not a catastrophe. So, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. I just wanted to get that out there. Some people may be confused about how this movie is doing, and it's not doing very well. Thank you guys. See you in the next one. Please remember to like and subscribe.